Hi everyone, welcome back to Sunset Valley. So today we're doing a mid-century disaster. Yeah, it's one of those weird things that EA left in Sunset Valley for some reason. And it's called Modernhaus, and I thought, you know what, I've just done a bunch of modern houses, so I don't want to make this one too modern. Even if it's in the name, I thought, you know what, the only way I'm gonna get away with this boxy shape is with a mid-century roof anyway. But to make it a little bit less boxy, you can see the first thing I'm doing is just cutting off a bit of that bathroom, just so that way we have something a little bit more dynamic in the front. And yeah, as usual, for a mid-century modern house, half-gabled roofs are the way to go. And always try to put the pitch down as low as possible, because can you imagine if these were 45 degrees? They'd be so tall, like 3 or 4 stories, which I'm surprised that EA didn't do that, because they love doing all sorts of ugly stuff, right? So as you can see, I'm trying to experiment with some of the colors here. I tried to do a pink garage and like a greenhouse, and then I ended up just turning the whole thing orange. And I thought, you know what? There's a lot of orange already in Sunset Valley, and I like orange. I just don't like 70s orange, and that's the orange that EA uses, right? So instead, I decided to think of my own orange, a little bit more golden, right? Like I like my oranges mixed with a little bit of yellow. And yeah, I ended up adding a rusty color to like the rest of the house, because I thought I don't want the whole thing yellow. It's gonna look a little bit too monotonous. And I found this like red color as a default swatch, and I was just ripping into EA about their default swatches, especially for The Sims 3. They're so ugly, so I was surprised to find something really nice. Usually the items themselves don't have good default swatches, but if you go into create a style and just look under the woods or look under the stone, sometimes you can find something nice and exactly what you're looking for. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, so now we're getting into the interior, and for the floor, I made myself pick a wood. I get so lazy with this, and sometimes I just end up using a default wood, or I end up using like white, and I thought, no, you're gonna find a nice wood. So I wanted it to be like a little bit reddish, but not like a cherry wood. I wanted it a little bit more pale. I didn't want it to be too offensive to the eye, because sometimes my colors are too much, and I think if you're doing a wood floor, like it has to be kind of toned down, or it's gonna be too much. Like imagine if I did a purple wooden floor. Actually, you know what? That sounds kind of good. Just kidding, but I still might do it. Okay, so onto the living room. I thought about making a sunken-in living room, and I couldn't really, because this house is not on a foundation, and I am not in the market of adding a foundation to an EA house. I don't think it's easy. I don't even think it's possible, really. And same with removing the foundation. So if an EA house comes with a foundation, it's gonna keep it, as far as I'm concerned, right? So as we can see, I kind of moved on to the dining room. I kind of changed up a few things here, and I'm putting my famous coffee table and plant corner in the back, because this house doesn't exactly scream my style. There's a few of my colors sprinkled around, but for the most part, it kind of looks like a Sunset Valley house, just a little bit more modern from the outside from the black accent. So I thought I definitely want to include a few things so that way you know it's mine. So I did that coffee table plant detail, and I did a little bit of a platform bath in the bathroom. Yeah, so moving on to the kitchen, as we can see, look at this hideous tile. Like this looks awful. I can't believe you have created a style and then chose to do that. So I found this like black and white default one, and I threw it down, and I meant to change it later, but I never ended up changing it. It ended up working out really well. As you can see, I kind of went for like blue counters and stuff. I didn't want like all the cabinets and stuff to be all sorts of crazy colors. And instead of adding an island, I just added like a little bit of an eating bar over to the side there and separated it with a few half walls. Because you know I like separating out my rooms, but for a mid-century house, it's more realistic to have it a little bit more open plan. So it's kind of like a hallway wrapped around the courtyard thing. Again, I didn't really change the floor plan at all. I thought, you know what? EA always does these big bulky floor plans, and I guess I'm gonna have to get used to it, because the only other way I could have kind of like chopped up this house was to make more bedrooms, and I didn't want to turn it into an 8-sim house or anything. Actually, one part of the living room here, there were 2 living rooms, obviously, with EA. So I cut one off, and I decided to turn it into like a study. So I just put like the desk in there. The desk was just in the hallway, and I added like a wall of bookcases just to make it look a little bit more like a library. Because this house is pretty big. Like it's not a mansion, but it's kind of like a well-to-do person's house, if you know what I mean. And it's got 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. So the one bathroom is like a Jack and Jill for the 2 bedrooms, and one's like a full ensuite. But the Jack and Jill bedroom is bigger, but like I said, I wasn't really in the market of changing the floor plan or anything, so I just stuck with it. Oh, we can see a little bit more of the outside. I was just kind of cleaning up some edging. But yeah, we're definitely into the second half because I'm doing the bedroom. So for like the bedrooms, again, this is an unoccupied house, so I decided just to make things a little bit more generic. And usually for unoccupied bedrooms, I just kind of pick like one color and neutrals and just kind of stick to that. So as you can see, the room here is turning red. So this is like the red room. And if you move in a sim who likes green or yellow or something, then just change all the red to that color and you'll be good to go. When I pick the neutrals, I try to make them look good with other colors too, because not everyone's into my color choices all the time, which I understand. But looking at this wood, especially in the night lighting, like in the living room and stuff, like the wall paneling and everything, like it looks really good. I'm proud of myself for that, because it's outside of my comfort zone, right? And like part of growing is getting outside of your comfort zone, whether it's Sims building or anything else in life, because it is kind of the easy way out to just kind of keep doing the same things over and over again. And I know I'm saying this after I did like 10 ultra modern houses in a row, but now I'm over it and it's part of my skill skill set, right? So I can do it anytime I want. Okay, we're moving on to the second bedroom, and I don't really remember which color I chose for this. Oh, now I do. I did a pink room. I was thinking of an orange room at first, and for most of the time of the speed build, there was like an orange accent on the wall to remind me that I wanted orange. And then when I got to this, I realized this is like the kids' room, so I decided to make it into like a baby's room, because since this is a big house, I do want you to have room to have a family. A few of the Sunset Valley houses are really big, but they're kind of designed as like bachelor pads or for like single sims or couples. And this one was a little bit more family floor plan, so I thought, you know what, let's just add a crib, make it pink, and hope for the best. And like I said, if you don't want like a neon pink and magenta kids room, then you can change the colors yourself. And everything else is like white and brown, so it should go together. Okay, so now we're moving on to the bathroom, where I'm kind of like edging in my little hidden tub. You know how I do it. I put it up on the platform, I make sure to have a nice backsplash. And I didn't know what to do with the other corner in the bathroom, and now I'm realizing that I actually forgot to put laundry in this house. I can't believe I forgot about that. I never forget a washer and dryer, but sometimes I forget laundry baskets. I think one of the houses I already added to the exchange, I forgot laundry baskets, but they have a washer and dryer, so there's just gonna be clothes everywhere. Okay, so now we're getting close to the end of the build, so why don't we jump into first person and take a closer look? I'm looking forward to it. I haven't done it yet. See you there. And here we are at Modernhaus. Honestly, looking at it out front, it looks like a Sims 4 house. These are definitely Sims 4 colors, and I picked them, my goodness. But I'm still happy with the result. I'm happy to keep the mid-century modern shape in some of these houses, but just make it a little bit more contemporary. And I think all the black windows and like the pathing and everything did that. And I like the little bump out that I added. It makes it a little bit more dynamic too. I didn't mention this in the speed build, but EA included this little detail here. It's just like one tile of the house being sunken in, and what they had, like they had the roof over top of it, but I decided not to do that because the house was already like wide enough. But I still kept the detail and kind of made it an excuse to make the house not all yellow. Yeah, going around back, everything looks pretty good. It's a little bit off center, but don't worry about it. I didn't really have a choice. And this black roof, I believe, is from World Adventures. I tried using some of the base game roofs, but it just wasn't quite black enough. So if it defaults as some weird color for you, then just change it to something else. Okay, so coming in the front patio way, this looks a lot better than I thought it would. My goodness. I'm always happy when I do really well in a style that I'm not really comfortable with, and mid-century I'm not comfortable with, so that's a pleasant surprise. Let's go through the bipartisan fence here. Yep, that's what they called it. And then we're gonna get to the pool area. There was already a pool back here. I just kind of cleaned it up a little bit. There's not really much to show. There's just like a telescope and a barbecue and stuff. Why don't we sneak in the patio door here, because we can see the front door right over here anyway. Oh, look at that. This wood actually looks pretty good. I'm pretty proud of myself for that. Like I said, like I usually get scared of woods and I just end up using an EA swatch. But this time I played with the color wheel and it really worked out. Even though it's really monotonous and I didn't put anything in the hallway, it still looks like really crisp and not too plain. I guess it's because there's texture on the walls. So let's just go into the study here. I didn't want all the furniture to match the walls and the floor and stuff, so you'll see lots of different woods in the furniture. Yeah, I got the wall of bookcases here. I got a nice little seating area, and I put the music inside of here because I don't really like having music in the living room necessarily, especially in The Sims 2, because then all my Sims do is dance the smussle. Okay, over here is the living room. I only kept one living room. I didn't think that we needed two in a house this size. And here we have the dining room, my typical plant coffee table area. Ew, I forgot to change this lamp. I changed them all to white, as you can see, and I added a few of my own, but I guess I forgot this one. Oh well, what can you do? Let's go into the kitchen. I end up just copying the stone backsplash that's the same as the stones on the outside. So you can see it's outside there. It's a little bit of a different color because it's in daylight, but it's still the same stone. Actually, this kitchen's kind of clashy. I can't believe I did that. Actually, when things are clashy, I think I know the reason why. So usually when this happens, I just go into build mode and I just turn it into night mode. So now if you look at the kitchen, it's a little bit more what I was going for. I didn't expect like the certain colors to light up in the day, but that's okay. What can you do? Let's look in the bedrooms. So the first bedroom is that red bedroom I was talking about. I added a little bit of a color detail to the upper borders of the walls. That was how I reminded myself which colors I wanted to use in which bedroom. And in fact, this is a pink, not a red. I think I accidentally copied this from the kids' bedroom. Oh well, we'll see it in a second, I guess. Let's go through this door here. And of course, it's our ensuite bathroom. I hated this bathroom to begin with, and I kept a lot of the same floor plan and just tried to make it better. So they had the sinks here, which I didn't really care for. And here's that empty corner that I think I'm just gonna put laundry in. And over here is my little hidden bathtub. I wish that we had like an attachable shower thing for the wall. That would be really cool. So that way you could shower and bathe in a tub that doesn't look weird. But oh well, I guess we'll just take what we can get. Okay, let's go into the kids' bedroom. So this room could be for a baby, a toddler, or a child. I just stuck like a generic toy box, a crib, and a single bed. So it can really be for any sim. Especially for toddler rooms, I don't like to put a lot of personality because when your kid's a toddler, you only have two of the personality traits. And I figure as they get more traits, then you can add more things for them. Okay, let's go into the final bedroom. This one I turned into like a not so berry minty color, which I'm not too unhappy with. Like I said, I don't hate green and orange, I just hate EA's green and orange. So I had to fix it a bit. Let's go into the bathroom. So this is the master bathroom, and unfortunately, it's just like a standard basic bathroom. Because not only was this the smallest bathroom, I also cut off a tile because as I said earlier, you know I said I wanted a little bit more of a dynamic front. So to get this roof here, I had to cut off part of the bathroom, so now it's pretty small. But it's still fully functional and everything, and quite frankly, it looks way better than the orange bathroom that EA had here. Sorry, this house is so wide I can barely get an end shot. But yeah, that was Modernhaus. What did you guys think? Have you ever moved into this house before? One of my Discord members said that she always did. Like this was the house to move into when your Sims had money. And even though I don't understand it, I can totally understand how a younger version of me would think that. Because this house was kind of like my Sims 1 houses when I was 10 years old. A big rectangle with lots of expensive things inside. But now I think it looks a lot better, so let me know what you guys think about it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give this video a like and don't forget to subscribe for some more Sims content. Wow, another mid-century mess accomplished. I think this is the neighborhood that I'm actually gonna keep this style. Because as we can see, we've got the Keaton's house over here, which I still kept with the same roof style. That house I have not done yet. This is Jamie Jelina's house. House Plan B, if you remember correctly. And even though it's not a mid-century style, I kind of used mid-century colors. So it kind of works out. And this was the 10-minute build challenge house. I don't know, I'm just starting to look at the neighborhoods and trying to figure out how it's all gonna look together. And before I upload the save file, I'm gonna make sure everything is as cohesive as possible, such as fixing this baby poo mailbox that Deathany's next to. And it looks like Deathany wants to go swimming, so I guess we'll have to see you in the next one. Boom.